What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Clocks Running, the podcast for everything flag football officials and pass interference and flag guarding and holding and false start and impeding all the way through. What's up? I'm Jacob.
And I'm in.
And we got some dope swag. What's up, everybody? We're back for another fun-filled episode coming to you live from my computer room and your... I can't tell where you're at.
This is my it's my room.
Okay. You don't have to yell.
Yeah. Oh, my bad. Sorry.
It's all right. It's okay.
I'm just so excited. And first off, I didn't even know we were going to be matching.
Well,
but
I mean,
literally just came in the mail. You know what? I opened up the mail, and this is what I got. It's the coolest thing in the world.
When you're with Clocks Running, it's first class. Okay, so when you get stuff in the mail, shout out to my guy Mike Rum. He should be getting something in the mail tomorrow, I believe, is what his tracking said. And my friends up in Boston, I believe your stuff has arrived as well. And now obviously your stuff arrived. So when stuff comes in the mail, mail time. That's all the singing you're gonna hear from me tonight.
Yeah, where's that from?
Blue's Clues, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, man.
It's been a long time since I've had Blue's Clues on. Okay.
Well, I get that.
No, that's awesome. So, what are we doing tonight, though? This is gonna be fun.
We're gonna try a new twist. We're gonna try to make things. We're gonna shake the boat. We're gonna take a different approach to how we do the show. First of all, no guests. You're getting Plan A with Ant and Plan B with me. So you're getting two great faces or not, however you want to view it. But we're gonna take the approach of our friends over at our sister network, ESPN. And we're going to take the PTI approach. We're going to go Mike Wilbon and the other old guy. I can't remember his name either. But it's not Phil Mickelson. It's literally right here on the computer. But we're going to try a new approach to this, right? We're going to hit some topics.
I think his name's Tony.
Is it Tony?
Tony.
It's Tony Kornheiser and Michael
Yeah,
Wilbon.
there we go.
Kornheiser. Holy cow. I mean,
Well, okay.
Yeah. So we're gonna hit some big topics tonight. We're gonna talk through some stuff. We're gonna have a little rapid fire. We're gonna talk about a lot of stuff in that rapid fire. Maybe not a lot of stuff, but a little bit of stuff. We're just gonna see where where the day takes us.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah, and it might be nighttime. I don't know. Depends which time zone you're in.
Yeah.
I mean,
Eastern Daylight Standard, whatever Dean calls it. That time zone, it's nighttime.
Yeah. Or I mean, you know what? This is wild to me because I feel like I've said like Eastern Standard Time forever, and apparently in the Cayman Islands it's a big issue because
that's because they don't have daylight savings time.
Yeah. What's that all about? Isn't that important though for farmers or something? What is this time?
Do you think there's farmers in the Cayman Islands?
Bananas?
Whoa, man!
Coconut?
You can't just say that.
Banana? What? I can't say banana. Coconut?
In the Cayman. Let's see what Google says.
Okay.
Yes, there are farmers in the Cayman Islands who produce local fruits, vegetables, and herbs.
Yeah.
Supported by recent government initiatives. So there are farmers. Maybe Dean's a farmer. Maybe that's the whole thing here.
Oh, okay. So he doesn't like it because he's a farmer.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay, because I thought daylight savings time was invented for the farmers.
Yeah, but Dean's anti-daylight savings time. Dean starts with the finished product and goes backwards. Dean the Bean is like the Benjamin Button of farmers.
Dean the Bean, got it.
Dean the Bean.
I like it. All right. Hey, so what are we doing with the clock? You gonna hold it up? We gonna
Okay,
Uh,
so I think for our first few topics, we're not going to hold a clock up. We're not going to worry about
okay,
that. We're just going to talk, and we're gonna when we
okay,
get to the rapid fire, we will have a timer. We're going to rock and roll that way. Let's just see what we come up with.
yeah, okay.
It could be great.
You
It
want
could
me to
not be
get
great.
into the first topic?
Let's do it.
All right. So, speaking of time zones, over across the pond,
Which pond?
and then under the channel, you got to go through a tunnel
Okay,
from Liverpool to Paris. It's like an
so
hour and a half.
pond, tunnel,
Pond, no, pond, tunnel.
pond, tunnel,
Yep. Then we end up in Paris, France for the Euros.
Euros. You think you're playing at the
Yeah.
Eiffel Tower?
At the Eiffel Tower,
Yeah,
like
not on it.
there's fields.
Obviously, that'd be ridiculous.
Okay.
Like at the
There's
Eiffel Tower.
fields. I don't know. It's crazy though. They have like this is like a 5 day event. They've got a concert at the end. They've got all kinds of tents and vendors and all this stuff going on.
Okay.
It is the biggest continental tournament because there's like 45 teams, both men's and women's,
Wow. Okay.
represented. So, yeah, really big deal. So I'm just gonna run through the results from the day. I was
All
able
right.
to catch some of the games, but they started at 3 in the morning our time. So
Oh, so they slept
they
in. That's nice.
yeah. Yeah. So they had a lot going on. But this is a really big deal because both men's and women's get six seeds for the World Championship next
Oh,
year
okay.
in Dusseldorf, Germany. I think it's Dusseldorf. Dusseldorf.
You
Dusseldorf.
just wanted to say that.
What's that?
Wait. So they
What's,
only get so based off these continentals, they only get six teams from each advance.
yeah. Yep.
That's kind of baloney if you think about it.
Yeah.
You're
Well,
scaling from 45 down to 12.
yeah. So the last World Championships, there was no cap on how many teams made it.
Okay.
And so I think there was, I'm trying to remember, I think there was like 32 and 28, like 32 men, 28 women, something crazy like that.
Okay. Yep.
And then the Olympics, said, okay, well, we're only letting six teams in for men's and women's. So then IFAF kind of responded in that way, and they said, okay, maybe we should scale down a little bit. But now that Africa has their continental championship, well, okay,
Mm-hmm.
Africa's got to get a spot. So Africa had their first continentals ever. Nigeria swept
Right.
swept men's and women. So there, we know they're in. We're going to talk about the Americas in a little bit.
Yep.
They get five seeds each there. The Euros get six each, and then I think the Asias might get four each, something like that.
Do
I'm not
do
doing
we
the math.
do we know how many Africa got? Like that from the
Just
African
one each.
just one. That's baloney.
Yeah,
That's
just one each.
baloney.
Isn't
Yeah.
Africa the biggest continent in the world?
No, the United States
No,
is because we have
Asia is.
Texas.
Asia's
We have Texas.
fr-
Yeah, it's either
Something.
Africa. I think it's either Africa or Asia. I can't remember which one it is.
Yeah, yeah. Or is it?
Actually,
I
no,
don't
it's
know.
Antarctica. Duh.
Oh, of course. Not
Duh.
anymore though, with the polar bears floating away.
First of all, the polar bears are still intact. Thank you. Just tell you that.
I didn't say they were not intact. I just said they were floating away.
They're not floating away. Dude, this what do you think? Like, there's an army of icebergs of polar bears.
If anybody knows anything about polar bears, it's truly you. So I'm going to
I
trust your
mean, Coop
expertise.
does call me the polar bear of the group, so
Yeah, I'm saying. And when it comes to saying
I
goodbye,
can tell you goodbye.
yeah.
So
Okay,
we need
so
to at
yeah.
some point we need to have a whole conversation about the next year's World Championships and how few teams get that. That's for another show.
Oh, yeah.
Now you almost got me fired up about that.
I got you fired
That's
up.
baloney.
Yeah.
Only 4
Well,
spots.
okay, but hold on. Let's back up. Maybe let me get you to not be fired up. There was only like 4 or 5 countries that were in the Africas this year.
It was more than that, wasn't it?
No, it was slim. it was not many. Maybe 7 for the men's and like 4 or 5 for the women's. It was not a big number.
I felt like it was more than that. I could be
You
wrong.
think it was? You think it was double digits?
I think so. It was close. 'Cause I mean, like, I don't know. We'll come back to that later because I just remember that being like maybe they just hyped it up to be a bigger thing than it was, but I felt like they like had like 10, 12 teams in each bracket. Could be
Yeah,
wrong. I
yeah.
don't remember.
I mean, it was there was the NFL players that were there. There
Yeah.
was it what's the dude Ross 3000 or what's his name? You know what I'm talking about?
Uh oh, we called him Homie the Clown. What was his name?
I
Um
I thought it was
Ross
Ross or
5,000, 2,000,
yeah, something like that. He like
4,326.
yeah, one of our ref friends from Cairo, Egypt, kicked him off the sideline because he wasn't supposed to be there.
Yes, good job.
I
Excellent.
mean, hey, in IPAF, it's the teams and coaches, and that's it.
And that's
They're
it.
not. So,
They don't care how many numbers are in your name, Ross, or how many followers you have, Ross, or how tall
I,
you are, Ross.
I
Or
just feel
how
like
many catches you can't catch, Ross. All right,
wow.
sorry.
No, this. I think it's your shirt. You're all fired up tonight.
I am fired up.
Yeah.
Very
Okay.
fired up.
Do you want to hear about today's results from the
Let's
Euros?
hear
Are
them.
you
Let's
ready?
shoot. Let's go. Let's go.
All right. All right. So starting in the women's, okay, we
Okay.
had top seeded Austria 3-0. The reigning champ Great Britain 3-0. Host France 3-0. Spain, Germany, Italy all went 2-0. Germany beat Ireland 70-0 in one of their games.
They haven't taken a
So,
beat down like that since the 1900s in northern United States. Know your history. That's a good joke.
I know. Okay, so the 6 undefeated teams, big
That's awesome.
matchups for tomorrow that will decide all the seeding games that you love. So we've got Austria facing off against Switzerland, which will decide that group. France and Spain both undefeated. They're facing each other, and
Mm-hmm.
Germany and Italy both undefeated facing each other. So to me, those are the 3 that stand out. If you're a vet, it's ifaf.tv. You can
Yep.
check it out. They have 4 fields playing. It's always a good time. Lots of officials throwing flags because illegal contact happens every 1.3 seconds.
We should have had that on the
So
shirt.
yeah,
We dropped the ball there, but this is a good looking shirt. I keep coming back to that, man. This is a good looking shirt. I see you in it
right?
looking good.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
but we
So,
do have some juggernaut games tomorrow. So what is it? It's five teams per pool.
huh? I
Because
don't know. Was
you
it?
said what Austria's 3-0, right? So
Yeah,
they have one more against Switzerland, so that's 4. So yeah, I guess it would be 4 or 5 teams per pool. That's
yeah. So
interesting to see how.
they probably have 5 in each group because they get
Yeah.
4 games each. Yeah.
Does everybody make the bracket?
No, the top 2 from each
Oh,
group makes it.
oh. So
So
who's on the cusp? Because we know like Ireland's not going on. They just took a 70 burger.
yeah.
Is there anybody who's like 1-1, 1-2,
So
2-1? Like that could maybe couldn't.
So I think that Austria Switzerland game, that's why that's such a big deal, is because Switzerland needs to beat Austria. They Austria is undefeated. Switzerland's 1-1, so they got an earlier game. If they win it like expected and face Austria, they could pull that
Yeah.
second seed in that group. So for them, that's important.
Right.
Um, France and Spain, they're both undefeated. So if Spain wins their morning game, then they've got France in the afternoon,
Right.
and that's gonna decide who gets the number 1 seed for that group. So it would probably be expected that France and Spain come out of that group. It'll probably the other one is Germany and Italy. probably expected that they both come out, but it's really going to depend who wins it with those undefeated teams.
Right.
And then Great Britain looks like they're already 3-0.
And
They're the
they're
reigning
solid.
champ.
Right.
Yeah, so they're going to come out of the bracket. Um,
Hey,
so I
so
mean, I,
I just pulled the scores right here.
yeah,
Let's. How about Ukraine being a wild card? I mean, they didn't do. They did pretty solid against Great Britain. They only lost by a score. But they handedly beat Finland, and they handedly beat Chechnya. So I mean, like, there's teams like there's some wild cards in here. Just
yeah, and
looking
I
over the scores.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting that I mean I understand that they want to give as many games as possible. Plus, because all the seedings matter, it's not just about who gets
Yeah.
first place.
Right.
So, but it's interesting that they play an even amount of games
Yeah.
because you can end up with a bunch of tiebreakers,
Right.
and that could be dangerous. Does that then create extra games? That were unnecessary or whatever. So.
Sure.
Um,
It's a balance. I was actually talking to the head coach of American Samoa yesterday, and something we spoke about was the reason for these games, and you and I had talked about this a while back where I didn't agree with them playing all those placement games and all the extra, partially because of injury, partially because from a tournament perspective, why are you putting more games on the field?
yeah.
That's potentially going to push your tournament behind. But the simple fact of funding alone makes it make perfect sense to me. Um, but yeah, the more I look over this list, like Turkey is another team. They were a one-score game against Great Britain, but they won their other. Where did it go? They beat Chechnya again. Like that's a we have. There are some teams like that are pretty solid in here outside of like the main powerhouses of Spain, Germany, Italy, Great Britain. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
no, yeah, absolutely. Austria being the top seed, but Slovenia and Switzerland are both 2-1. So, I mean, that is the thing that they could lose that top spot.
yeah,
You know, but yeah, and it is funny because so in these scenarios, just like with the World Games, China had never even been in international play, but they got a guaranteed spot in the most competitive women's
that was a really
international play.
yep. Who
Well,
did they?
Germany. Go ahead.
I was going to say who got knocked out because of that. Who was number 8 that should have been there that didn't get to go because China got to take a host spot.
So, which was really weird. What actually happened was Spain
That's
made
right.
the
Yep,
they made the World Games.
and they didn't get to go.
Yeah, because of funding
That's
issues
right.
or
Yep.
whatever, and then Italy got the invite. So Italy was they were on the outside looking in because of China getting
Yeah.
that spot, and then they got in. But I don't know. I mean, I guess it gave Italy some more international play, but I mean they struggled out there in
Yeah.
China. Now, but look at this, they're 2-0. So but we talked to Ambra, before
Mm-hmm.
they had even prepared for the World Games because they got that last second bid there. They weren't very as prepared roster wise
Right.
to make it.
Yep.
I think this is their roster that they were more focused on.
So, do you think because didn't they have to set their roster then for the World Games, and that has to be their roster for the year? So they still had to
Oh
rush. I didn't think they could
yeah.
change. They can't change their roster middle of the year. They have to it has to stay within that 18.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, that's a good point. Yeah, so
But I mean,
yeah, so
then
that's
again, look at
interesting.
their scores. Like they're playing good. That I don't think they played the best talent. If you look at Denmark and I mean Ireland, Ireland put 22 points on them.
Yeah,
And they had the 70 burger. I'm gonna keep calling
yeah,
it that.
yeah. So they did get Ireland, and Denmark was not a very close game either.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I guess that's true also because Italy at the World Games they were playing Canada, U.S.,
Yeah.
Mexico, so they got the heavy hitters for sure.
Yeah.
So the other interesting. So speaking of that, though, as far as like the home country, so in Dusseldorf next year, there's the Germany get the automatic bid for
Right.
both men's and women. So what's the strategy in that? Do you want to show all your cards? Do you want to go undefeated? Do you want to win this tournament when you already have a guaranteed bid?
I don't think there's a long play here. I
Okay.
think the at least looking in like I would be focused on you're building to that point, right? So I want now for I want the best team now that I know I can carry into next year. I
Okay.
automatically have a bid. I don't. There's no stress of losing, but let's figure out what's going to be the best team now. If somebody's not going to work, we make the adjustment. But if I was picking the teams 5 months ago, 4 months ago, whenever they had to select their roster, it would have been to prepare for not just this year but next year as well. I'm looking at winning both tournaments if I can. That would be my goal.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Makes sense.
Pressure's kind
Um.
of off, but not necessarily either.
Yeah. Yeah. And ultimately, I mean, I feel like really the pressure is on Great Britain. They want to repeat. They didn't have a great performance in China, and so they want to bounce back and feel a little
Yeah.
bit more confident going in Germany. But yeah, no, that makes sense. Want to move into the men's or any other thoughts
Yeah.
on the women's side of it?
No, I mean, just looking at this, Germany was so dominant. 70-0 Ireland, 52-0 Denmark.
Yeah.
Um, did they only play the two games? Is that what I'm
Yeah.
seeing?
Yep.
The other interesting thing to me, this is gonna be my last point on the women, and this is actually kind of just overall for this tournament. Israel is not a European country. But see, I don't know that
Well,
I count. I find that interesting that they are there. Not to get political, not to do anything like that. I just find
no,
it
I got you.
interesting when you have the Asia Oceania tournament and you have Israel included in the European. Might just be how they decided to do it. Might just be how the maps are aligned currently because of what was in the past. I don't know, but that name kind of stuck out. And I went, wait a minute, that's not a European country.
Yeah.
So
So is Turkey part of Europe?
Turkey's a weird one because Turkey is technically uh see Turkey, I don't think they are either. That's
And what about Ukraine?
no, now
There.
Ukraine I would count as a European. I think Ukraine's kind of the end of the Europe. Uh
Okay, so if those three countries are
oh
those three
wait.
countries in the European Union? Are they in the Warsaw Pact? I mean, we're talking about Cold War stuff
So
here, man. This is serious business.
bag it up. So so Turkey borders two EU member states, Bulgaria and Greece. But
Uh-huh.
they're not technically a member of the European Union. Um, I didn't think Israel definitely isn't.
But I mean, are they even part of Asia? Is that an African country? They're right next to Egypt.
No. Let's see. Israel is in Asia.
Okay,
That's this is interesting.
and then
Huh.
Ukraine is.
Ukraine.
I
In case you
mean,
guys at home are wanting to, get a geography, world geography, and can't figure out
hey,
how
I
to get
mean,
from Ohio to Texas, but we're gonna figure out the world. um, so Ukraine is a part of the EU, I believe.
okay,
Yeah,
fair
they
enough.
let's see. Yeah, they're a
I,
part of
I I know there was a lot
yeah.
of controversy. I did watch a documentary on Netflix around when the Cold War ended.
Yeah.
Which
Hold
countries
on.
that broke
Netflix was
off
not
from the
around when the Cold
USSR?
War ended. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, right. it's funky. Like I think like they just joined part of the whole like Russia Ukraine whatever. It's just
Yeah,
the way this is laid out is interesting to me. At the end of the day, I don't care. But I find it interesting how things maneuver, especially now that we have like Asia, Oceania, continentals. Like,
yeah.
let's just say Israel doesn't place top. What is it, 6 or 4?
6. Yeah.
6. If let's just say they finish 7 or 8, do they then go to the Asia continentals and play?
No, no, they can't.
So, so they
They're,
can't. You're
no,
only
yeah,
outside of the continental.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, bold strategy, Kyle.
Uh, yeah. I mean, because why wouldn't you, if you're an experienced team? Because Israel's had a team for a while now.
Absolutely, they've been pretty good.
As soon as the Asia Continentals, and I think this is only their second time doing it. Why not go over to Asia and win it?
Absolutely. The only in
Like,
competition right now, I don't know what Pat's done with China. I can't say anything. Um, Japan has typically solid.
yeah,
Um, I don't know what the rest of the teams are going to look like though for that continental.
yeah.
So
No, I mean
if you're an
Australia,
experience,
they have a good team.
yeah,
I think I don't even think Japan won both of them last continental. I think Thailand won one of them or something like that.
I feel like you're right.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I feel like the growth of flag football in Asia, Israel might have missed their chance. Maybe now they're like, nah, we got to stay in Europe because things are
Yeah,
exploding over there. So
but is that what you would want?
I,
I would want to go where like I can lock in and secure a spot. Because like
but
that's where some strategy would come. Germany doesn't have a choice. They're right in the center
yeah,
here. But
for sure.
like Israel, Ukraine, like you have some flexibility. You have more possibilities than Italy or
Did you
Spain,
say possibilities in Italy?
Pasta yes, absolutely. I said that. The possibilities are endless.
I
Hey man, I
well,
don't understand how you don't think this stuff's gonna happen.
okay. I just what here's the thing though, there's less bids available in Asia. So are you playing that into your deciding? I
Unless
don't
there's
know.
that few less, I mean, that's the only thing I could justify it with it. If it's like that significantly less, and you're not confident you could win. That's the only thing
Yeah.
I would say. Otherwise, I mean, I'd say go for it. But then
Yeah,
again, that's
totally.
why we're sitting here in clocks running world, and they're out in big boy and girl world, not with
That's
us.
true. That's very true. All right, we got to keep it moving.
We do. We've been
So
talking a lot about this. Let's
but we'll just run through results real quick with the men.
go ahead.
They're boring. They're not the future of the game anyway. So
I don't care about the
um,
guys.
yeah, we got reigning champ Germany 3-0, 6-time European champion Denmark 3-0, Slovenia is 3-0, a host France also 3-0, Swiss, Austria, Israel, Italy, and Great Britain all 3-0. So see now the men's team of Israel is a strong team.
Yeah,
So and then up
could be
until last
why.
year, they had won every U17 in Europe. So maybe for Israel, they felt confident about where they stand in men's, and they just
Mm-hmm.
said the women just got to come with us.
They
I
just
don't
gotta go with us.
know. They just got to go where we go.
You're just along for the ride.
So,
That's
all right.
awesome.
So, yeah. So 9 countries undefeated out of day one. Big matchups for tomorrow. Austria versus Great Britain. That's going to be a great game to watch. Slovenia versus Germany. Slovenia versus Denmark. So depending on how that Slovenia versus Germany game goes, because those three are in a three-way tie. They're all in the same group. So
Oh, that
only
sucks, man. That's
yeah,
wild. You got 3-0 teams, and only 2 of them make it out. That's tough.
yeah. so that's going to be
What a draw.
interesting. So then Denmark versus Germany. So that those 3 games are all going to be big. and if only two coming out of day one, you're undefeated, and you might not make it. Crazy.
That's wild. The good thing though, like call it what it is. Like that, those could if those are going to be our best teams, and like number three's being left out, that should be the third place team in my mind.
Yeah.
If you're going through that juggernaut, if I'm eliminated, I go 0-2 of that group of three right there.
Yeah.
I'm not mad. I'm mad I didn't win, but I'm not mad at the whole tournament experience. They came and mopped up the first two games, and then just if it's respectable, then you got nothing to hold your head about.
Yeah, no, for sure. And then finally, France versus Israel. So that'll eliminate one of the undefeated teams, and then Italy versus Swiss as well. So
yeah,
and we know Italy very well. The quarterback, plays tackle in the United States. They made it to the one men's World Games championship against the United States in 2022 with the quarterback with his famous giant book of plays in his belt.
yeah.
So,
I don't care. My guys in Austria are gonna clean up. They're gonna do great. I'm excited.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they are the epitome of what flag football is to me. Like it's just a bunch of average. They just seeing them at a glance, like they look like just a bunch of average Joes just going out there having fun. Gonna crack a couple cold ones after the game with the boys. Maybe put a 10-piece wing down. Each. But they're not going mild because we go big.
Yeah.
They're getting some Reaper sauce on it.
Oh, okay. They like the spicy wing sauce in Austria.
Yeah. Spicy wing sauce, not spicy football.
I I never. This is crazy, man. You and me have known each other for a good amount of time, and I never knew how passionate you were about Austrian flag football.
I'm not, but
All right. Well, that being said, let's move on to the next topic. Where do we go next, man? You go ahead and pick.
You know what? We're talking international. Let's keep talking international. Let's talk about the Continentals that we had, down in Panama. Let's see who sent you that? Who bought you that? Where did that come from?
Oh man, there's a local store downtown that I support. They got a barbershop right next to it. He prints shirts. I was looking for a shirt that could show my pride. I got the. It's great, man.
So he printed that while giving you a haircut?
No, my son got a haircut there. He got the low taper fade or whatever the kids get these days. And then it's two different shops. Like you go down the hallway, go to the left. They've got shirts, lots of football jerseys,
Soccer,
blankets, banners, all kinds of things there. And then to the right is the barbershop. And so, yeah, it was a great experience. Picked up a real fun jersey. So go ahead. Okay, what are we talking about? Yeah.
Let's we started ladies first last time. Let's start ladies first this time. So Mexico won on a technicality.
Whoa. Hey.
What do you mean, whoa? What do you mean, hey? Whoa? Last time I checked, the clock did not hit 0. So
at half?
Technicality, did they not? Right?
Okay, go ahead.
They won on a technicality because per IFAB rules, if you're up by 12 or more at any point?
At half.
Yeah, at half. If you're up at by more than 12 at half and there's a inclement weather, then they have a winner declared. I think that's baloney because IFAB has 7-hour halves. So anything, especially in the final 2 minutes like that, the first 18 minutes is, can get done in about 18 minutes. The final 2 minutes take 6 hours and 42 minutes. I just had to do the
7 hours is crazy.
yeah, but I mean, like, tell me I'm wrong. Those games take forever.
Forever.
Um, but I mean, you got to tip your hat to them. Those girls balled out. You know, they played their game and they won handedly every game leading up to, including when they played the U.S.
Yeah, so I do have to say this. This is what's so crazy about the result. Okay, technicality, I get it. I get it. But this is
Can I
what
hear you
I'm
say
going to
it
say
one more
about
time? Just say it one more time.
it. I
Just
get
one
it.
more time. That's not what I wanted.
Oh, um, so so Mexico's driving before the rain starts at all. Mexico's driving. They're up 12-0 at this point. It was fourth and goal, and they had a incomplete pass. They would have gone up 18-0. Okay, at that point, game would have been over. It was already under 2 minutes left in the first half. Now Canada is driving. Before they cross midline, it's starting to rain. Yeah, they're driving. Sarah Parker, QB1 out of Sub Zero. We know her well. Um, and they're now they're like first and goal. The rain's coming down like crazy. First pass, back of the end zone, incomplete pass. Second pass, other side of the end zone, batted away. So now they're third and goal, and then all of a sudden, it was torrential. They clear the field.
That's
So
tough. So she had two more shots to potentially score, and they would have had to declare a tie. Wild.
yeah,
We could have had two
yeah,
sets of co-champs. We'll get to that in a minute.
for sure. So
But that's tough.
yeah, so I mean, for sure. I will say this: up until that drive, Mexico dominated both sides of the ball. They did not let Canada get any offense going at all the entire first half up until that last drive. They scored both times. They almost scored a third time. So they were dominating that game. I do think that in that sense. But I gotta correct you. Mexico did lose a game in Panama. They
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 did
lost to
lose.
Canada.
They lost to Canada. That's right. They did. Which is
Yeah,
what
so that
put
was a
U.S. and them on the other side.
exactly. So that was a crazy game because uh, the last uh, the last three times that Mexico and Canada have faced, Canada goes up big, and then Diana Flores says, "Nope, not in
Nope.
my house,"
Uh-uh. She
and
turns into Dikembe Mutombo.
she takes over. And so they were down 13 points. Mexico comes back. All right, so now it's 26-25. They go for two for the win. Incomplete pass.
You
Canada then
know,
does not burn the clock. Canada gives Mexico the ball back with enough time to win the game. Mexico gets all the way down into the red zone and throws an interception. Game over.
this is where I talk about those 6 hours and 42 minutes of this final 2 minutes. That game should have been over.
Yeah, for
Oh
sure.
man. But
I
I mean, IFAF gives you so many opportunities to score. If you don't take advantage of it, it's 100% on you. Like X for
yeah.
any team. It to me, it's looking at these scores like for the Euro. Like I know we were just talking about that, and just looking at how little some of these teams score, it's mind boggling to me. Everything if IFAF is I don't say catered. Cater's not the right word, but everything is oriented for the offense to produce and for you to have success on offense, from the contact to everything, um, to end zones. I mean, I just there's no reason you're not scoring points.
Yeah. Yep.
It's a small field. You're not playing. This is not. You're not in the NFL. So
Yeah, no, absolutely, I agree with you. And just the final thing I want to say, I know everyone talked about it. They've broken down the game and everything like that. Shout out to the U.S. women.
yep.
They played a great tournament. I just think that whatever it is, funding wise or support, Mexico has an entire coaching staff, and they are breaking down everything the United States have done. And unfortunately, there's lots of film on the United States players.
Well, sure.
So I just think it's a situation where the Mexican Olympic Committee supports their flag football team, especially their women's flag football team, so much that they can have 15 coaches, they can have scouts on the sideline, they can have all these things, and you see it that there's just this like, oh, okay, this worked in the first half, and Mexico just adjusts and make sure it doesn't work again. So you saw it in the World Games. The World Games was a close game, but that game against the United States, I mean, Mexico had control of that game the entire
Oh
time.
yeah, the entire time. So I think my only thing coming back to like, how much do you think it's funding? Like those folks on the sidelines with the headsets and all the extra stuff. Do you think is them being paid to be there, or do you think that's just somebody saying we want the success of that team? We're not here for money. We're here for success. We'll give our time. We'll do all this extra stuff. We'll do the extra that we need to. And it's just a family environment. Not saying that no one else has that, but I'm just like, this is what's been visible to the world to see.
Yeah,
Nobody really else has, 8, 10 people up in the stands watching, a single person and their actions and how they fit
yeah,
that puzzle piece to the whole picture. I don't know, man. Like part of me thinks like that they're sure. I think it's more of an investment of time and people wanting just success for that country,
yeah.
and for Mexico to have versus so much of the Mexican Federation just getting like just unlimited amount of money.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, that sounds good to me
Could be
too.
wrong. I don't know what I'm talking about.
No, I mean, neither one of us are in those rooms. You know, back
No, we're
just
not.
like you said, we're over here in the clock's running world,
Yep.
and they're over there. But I mean, I do know that it's like there are some former players that were on the
Sure.
national team, and so there's those kind of scenarios. But yeah, I mean, there is a significant difference as far as that goes, where it's like yeah, this is going. I mean, also Mexico is like Oregon. They have 7 different jerseys. Like, and they're it's not Nike that's paying for those jerseys. Like, they have a company out of Mexico that has designed these. You can't find them anywhere. I've looked.
Right.
I want my 27. You know, like like it's an exclusive group that gets those jerseys. Like
Yeah.
there is a huge amount of a huge amount of pride there. Just seeing Panama and how it all went. It just all of these countries they're so excited about being able to participate in these tournaments. I don't want to leave out the countries that made the tournament. So for the women's, we got Mexico, Canada, U.S., Panama, the host country. They're kind of in that middle ground. They can beat the lower teams, but they're still kind of getting blown out by U.S., Canada, Mexico. So
Right.
there is a gap between the 3 juggernauts and everybody else there. And then Brazil, got the final spot for the women's, and then for the men's, it was the same exact thing. Mexico, U.S., Canada, Panama, Brazil. So
Hold
that's
on. Oh, you just listed Mexico first.
yeah, because they won.
They what?
Yeah, Mexico. I got in my notes right here. Mexico champs, men's champs in Panama.
Co-champs.
Uh,
Co-champs. They never
hey
played
man,
a
come
gold
on,
medal
bro.
game. No,
This
no,
isn't
no,
one
no,
of
no.
those. This isn't one of those backyard tournaments in the East Coast, man, where they split the pot. We're talking about the Continentals, man.
And they left without playing a gold medal game.
Oh,
So I don't think we can call them champs. We can call them co-champs.
I hate it.
But
I hate it.
I think these two should meet up somewhere. I don't
Anywhere.
care where, anywhere. I mean, we're literally we join borders. You know,
That's true. That is true.
there we should be able to Have the guys run down across the border, or have them run. No, I don't know. I don't know if I can let them go. Okay, I don't know if he'd allow that. But in all seriousness, I struggle with a tournament with that kind of. What? Because did the bronze medal game play?
Yeah, it played beforehand.
See, this is where this is the part that I understand the funding's necessary, but we
Yeah,
lost gold medal games because we're playing placement games.
yeah,
That
for sure.
you know, in the words of the great and famous Ricky Bobby, if you ain't first, you're last.
That's true. Very true.
So
So yeah. Well, and I got to look at. I know that this is kind of an exhibition that got put on. But all right. So in the World Championship that happened, the IFAF. Everybody was anticipating for the men's. Okay, we got U.S. Mexico, U.S. Mexico, da, da, da. And then Austria comes out of nowhere. They run the best 2 minute drill ever in flag football. They beat Mexico, and so we don't get that game. So Mexico comes back and they're like, fine, we want Austria to come to Mexico, and we want a rematch. We want the revenge game. And Mexico blew Austria out. It was torrential rain. It was it was
so they
amazing.
created like this own little hell for Austria, and
That's
then
exactly what
just
the
murdered them. That doesn't count. It
come
counts
on, man.
where
The
you
Chiefs
play it.
the Chiefs do it all the
No,
time.
no,
The
that's not
Buffalo
the
Bills.
same. What?
Yeah, the Buffalo Bills, they like shovel out the entire stadium just so they can beat a team in the snow.
Yeah, but they're not in the snow once they shovel it out. That's different. You're
So,
creating a better environment in Buffalo versus down in Mexico with what they just did. They just poured rain on them and then made it worse. You're
so my
going
point
the
is though,
opposite way.
my
I
point
get what you're
is
saying.
is that Mexico and the United States should make that happen. Okay, we get it. We're both going to Dusseldorf next year, but let's have a game. Let's play this. The national teams are set until next spring. So, like, what? Come on, Jerry Jones, where are you at, bro? Let us use the stadium.
He's in a hyperbaric chamber.
Like,
He'll
let's
live
have
there.
this game. I want U.S. versus Mexico. I want to see it.
I'm surprised, and I haven't talked to George or anything since. I'm surprised he hasn't tried to set something up. And maybe he
Yeah,
can't. I don't know. I don't know how that works. But I would be shocked if they don't do something.
yeah, no, absolutely.
They should definitely do it.
That yeah, for sure. Um, that being said, where you want to go next, man?
I think we got to go to DM time.
Okay, I don't know what music
DM
we.
time, DM time, DM time.
All right, here. Clock's running. Instagram is exploding these days. We are well on the way to 6,000 followers. We appreciate everyone that supports us. And the DMs are always popping. People asking questions, sending videos about bad calls or calls that were missed. So this past week, we got it very interesting. It started with a video. Now, I will say this. I appreciate all videos, but just realize that if you send a drone video, there is no official that will ever have that view. so,
We will
so
laugh at
first,
you.
yeah. So first and foremost, if you send a drone angle, just realize that you have already created an angle that no official on that field saw. All right.
Shout out to
So
my
this,
guy above the games too for providing these beautiful angles.
yep, above the games, mozzarella and barbecue sauce. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Um, so, so that being said, it was a scenario where the quarterback pump faked,
Yep.
and in the pump fake, they swung their hip out at the rusher
Mm.
and then threw the ball.
Okay.
Receiver caught the ball in the end zone. Downfield, we have a signal for touchdown, and then we had a flag thrown with the contact that was made between the rusher and quarterback. All right,
Okay.
so very quickly, my understanding what happened. Very quickly, the referee said to the offense, "You want the touchdown or you want the penalty?" And they said, "We'll take the touchdown." And they said, "Okay, roughing the passer declined. Touchdown is good." And then the quarterback, knowing the rule book, said, "Wait a minute, I want the yardage assessed on the 2 point conversion because it was roughing the passer."
So we're going from the
So
6.
then, yeah, so then the official says, "You're right, got you covered. We're going for 2 from the 6." And so that's what they did. That 2 point conversion put that team up 9 points, triggered no stop clock, and they ended up winning the game.
Wow.
So,
Way to be heads up.
pretty big deal. So I just, I understand for, that players tend to skip over parts of the rule book or don't even look at it at all.
What?
So,
Come
yeah.
on, dude. No way. Everybody reads the rule book. We gotta quit
Okay.
giving people credit. Of course they read the rule book. They know every
Okay.
page
Fair
of it.
enough. Yeah. So this is in the general rules. It's right there for all formats. It does not change. So Jacob, go ahead and explain to me why somebody can get a touchdown and the penalty assessment.
Because it's a roughing penalty. Any kind of
Okay.
roughing penalties you can tack on at the end. We refer back to high school rules for that, and that's what the rule book says. So any kind of roughing penalty that occurs, illegal contact, stuff like that, you can tack. If you score, you can tack it on for an extra point or the
Yeah.
ensuing drive.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And
Your
I
choice.
think the wording around it basically is as long as it's not a non-player, like if someone committed a foul from the sideline
Right.
or
Like a hold, you're not
that.
gonna, you wouldn't tack a hold on, but you can tack like illegal contact. You can tack roughing the passer, like PI, like stuff like that. You can tack that on to the extra point. If you don't do
Yeah.
it, that's on you.
Yeah, no, for sure. So that was it. Gave the explanation, gave the article reference. This is how it is. It's funny though because got that DM, and then not more than 3 or 4 hours later, got a second DM from a team in that same league saying, "Well, we heard that that if this happens, then the penalty assessment can be on the 2 point conversion." And I said, "Okay, just to be clear, it can be on the conversion or the next drive, whichever the offense wants to do. So let's make sure
Mm-hmm.
we're clear on that." But yes, that is correct. So I think what probably happened is the one person went to the league and was like, "Oh, well, I heard this is a rule and clock's running told us." And then the other team was like, "Wait a minute, we don't believe you. We're going to check with clock's running and hear it from the horse's mouth." So
Please,
um,
please, please, just go read the rule book.
that's it. Yeah. No.
It's printed. You don't have to run to us. We promise you what we're saying. It's in the book.
Yeah.
If you don't believe us,
Yeah.
read.
Yeah. Exactly. Yep.
We're in the
Yeah.
book of rulations.
All we're doing is reading the same thing that you have access to. Like, there's not an extra rule book that we have access to.
Secret
So
rule book for us.
yeah, secret one. So cool, man. That was in the DMs.
In the DMs. Glad somebody slid in your DMs.
Okay, are we on to rapid fire? Is that where we want to go next?
We got one more.
Oh, okay. Where are we going?
We're gonna talk about my guy Tom Brady coming out with the big news while he's on Fox. Not only is he a partial owner for the Raiders, not only is he a Fox sports commentator when he booted Greg Olson from the #1 spot because he's a 6-piece. Anyways, but now he's adding professional flag football player to his resume.
Nice.
Next year in the spring, him and several other NFL players are going to go to Saudi Arabia, right? Or no, they're going to Dubai.
Yeah, Dubai. Yeah.
So they're going to the UAE, excuse me. They're going to the UAE, and they're going to play. Is it a game or a tournament?
I think it's a tournament. Yeah. Yep.
They're going to play a tournament. Tom Brady's getting stupid money to play. On the flip side, Rajon Rondo has just come out as well and realized that his point guard days for the Boston Celtics are done. Good news, though, he can kind of sling the rock in a co-ed game.
Yeah.
So we're seeing professional athletes starting to play flag. We're starting to get some traction. We're starting to see how this is all starting to show up. I do think we do need to talk about this tournament in Dubai. They're paying Tom Brady, was it like $75 million to play in a flag football tournament?
Yeah.
Keep that in mind, guys. The ceiling for flag football is $75 million. If you can't get your own tournament fees paid, then you're not doing it right. Tom Brady's never played flag football before in a competitive way, and he just made $75 million.
That's a good point.
So
that's a very good point. Yeah.
what are your thoughts on this, man?
Well, I hate to be the I told you so, but bro, I've been saying this for the past year and a half. Every time the conversation came up, I was saying, don't be surprised if Tom Brady, with all of his arrogance and his ego, that he loves to have the spotlight. He went to Tampa Bay for an extra ring. He's done all this stuff. Why wouldn't he want to win the first gold medal in football?
Do you think it's him who gets the shot though?
I mean, if he wants to be a coach,
you get a 10-player roster. Wait. Coach or player? Those are two very different things.
I know. I just think somehow he's going to get involved and because he wants a gold medal. And I think this is proof of it. This might be his opportunity to say, all right, let me try it out. Let me see if I can actually do this 2 years out from the Olympics. If he plays anywhere decent at all, he is going to get back in the lab and he is going to play in the Olympics. Now, if he doesn't.
Hold right there. Pause 1 second. So you think if he plays decent, he's going to be around guys that are going to make him look great. You and I could go back there and play with Christian McCaffrey. With hold on, there's a whole list of these guys. I just remember his face. Gronk, I think, is on there. Oh goodness me. Let's see. Just say goodness me. Pardon that. Sauce Gardner, Saquon Barkley. Number one, how are these guys getting around their NFL contracts for this?
Probably because it's in Dubai.
Yeah, I mean, but even then, like that's bananas.
They don't have to declare
Dean's
anything.
Growing them. Bean Dean's growing them.
I don't know, man. I just feel like, what's the difference in the Olympics? If Tom Brady says, "Look, I want one of those 10 spots, and I'm going to build the offense I want," who's going to tell him no?
George.
Is he? Because nobody told LeBron no when he randomly said, "Look, whoever's playing in these international basketball games that are losing to New Zealand, I'm tired of it, and I'm playing in the Olympics this year."
Did you just say New Zealand?
Yeah, for sure I did. Because literally the United States goes to these international basketball tournaments without NBA players and they're losing games. It just happened this past summer. Yeah. And so LeBron James, without a tryout, without anything, said, "I'm on the team." And
but I think it's different, though.
I want these players with me.
The only difference in between FIBA basketball and NBA is how they call the fouls and where the 3-point line is. Everything else is the same.
Okay, I do get that, but
I struggle with like him. What's he going to come out there with New Balances like from the combine?
Bro,
I'm gonna kiss my kids on the mouth and let's do it.
First off, Chris Hughes, I apologize for Jakob insulting your New Balances. Okay.
First of all, he doesn't wear New Balances. He doesn't wear. Chill out. He wears basics. I've seen his shoes, him in the turf shoes.
Is it?
Chris Hughes, that's hilarious. We should have him
I
on so he
just
can hold people.
yeah. I just feel like it's a situation where LeBron James and Tom Brady live in the same world of they want to be considered the best of all time, the
I
greatest.
agree
They
with
want
that.
every record. They want all of that. And
Yeah.
so how does Tom Brady completely silence anyone that's ever said, like us old heads saying Joe Montana was the most dominant quarterback, and here comes Tom Brady and says, "Yeah, not only did I win with two teams, but I won the first Olympic gold medal at quarterback."
Yeah. I don't disagree. From a fundamental, I don't disagree. I don't know that this necessarily is going to equate to what the Olympics is going to be. I could see it. I think you're absolutely right. There's a potential for it, but I don't.
Yeah.
If Lamar is available, if Patrick Mahomes is available, they give me a better player right now because they're not
Yeah.
just playing quarterback. If I
Yeah,
need to go somewhere else.
but the thing that you've brought up a lot is the contract issues.
Yeah.
And those are the guys
And
that are going to have the contract issues.
and that will be Tom's. Only thing he's gonna have to worry about is not being in the booth for a week for Fox. And they'll just
That's
move
it.
Greg back up to number one, and then when Tom goes back, they'll move him back down to number two. I'm not bitter about that at all, in case you can't tell.
Okay. All right. Where do we move on? What are we doing?
I think we move on, but first of all, we got to shout out my guy. What did you just do?
I was just moving on. We were just moving on. We were just.
Oh, okay. So we're just creating filters. Okay. All right. I'm just trying to make sure I keep up with what's going on. All right. Real quick, we got to shout out my guy Kevin at Tacky Bar. You know, he's doing big things. He's speaking of NFL. He's working with NFL teams. He's working with raccoons and that have pink eyeballs and pink ears. What have you got? What's going on?
This guy got lots of stuff.
You're just grabbing stuff at this point.
I just,
But no, shout out to my guy Kev. He's got a pretty sweet deal with Infinite Flag. You want some dope joggers? He's got shirts. You got a hat. He's got probably hats. He's got t-shirts, hoodies, tacky bars, tacky bar spray. He's got it all. You can condition your football. Not going to say just your balls, but you can condition your football and make it the best that you can want. There's no reason to have any drops if you're using a tacky bar. Hit my guy Kevin McDonald up.
I love it. Tacky bar. That was great. Tacky bar.
All right, and we're back.
All right, cool.
For the final segment for tonight, we're going to – so pardon the interruption, usually they do a rapid fire. They only go for a minute. I think we need a little bit longer because, you know, we're new to this kind of thing. So we're going to put 2 minutes on the clock.
Yeah.
We're going to reset. Because why is it not reset? What the crap?
Oh my goodness, this is crazy. This is just really hey, check out one of these.
What is that? Oh, yeah, sweet
cool.
coin there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Shout out Unk Apparel, Unk Refs, Unk TV. That's my guy. Hey, Unk, check it out. Co-ed power rankings, no matter what. That's your team. Okay, are we ready? We're ready to go?
We're ready. It's going to be at a minute 58. We're going to go ahead and start. Right. Say 1, 2, buckle my shoe, and then we're going to go. All right.
All right.
Hit it.
All right. So first and foremost, Uganda has signed up a team for the USA Flag World Championships in Tampa in January. Talk to me, Jacob. What do you think about it?
Is it not incredible that we're starting to see more countries from different continents, that places we've never seen before? I'm pumped that they're going to have a team there. I'm also pumped at how many international officials we're going to have. I was talking to Travis the other day. We're looking at close to 40 to 50 officials that we bring in this year are going to be on the international side.
That's amazing. And including those 40 to 50 officials, we also have with Uganda, France, Canada, Cayman Islands, Afghanistan, China, Cuba, England, and Mexico all bringing teams. I'm excited about that. For me, it's international versus everybody. So I love to see the international teams traveling. I love to see the international officials coming through. Um,
Absolutely.
yeah, and speaking of international officials, let's go right into the next thing. Today, we had Spain and Austria playing with a five-man officials crew. How do you feel about that on the field?
Mixed feelings. So you got a lot of eyeballs. There should be no missed calls. There should be everything should be spick and span, crystal clear. There's probably a ton of penalties. But on the flip side of that, you get a lot of good views. You get a lot of good exposure. You're getting a lot more angles. So I think it's a really good thing if you use it properly. It's something that we can look at doing. I don't think it'll be a regular thing, but it's something we can put on the books. Let's talk about big names outside of the U.S. players. We got people all over the country. We got 20 seconds. We got a lot to cover still.
Yeah, I know. And
Hit it.
all I got to say, I love seeing who's playing Mexico. I just wonder if that is foreshadowing that he is going to play on the Mexican national team for the Olympics.
Could you imagine? All right, to wrap us up, we're hitting for USA Flag. We're hitting the 10-year anniversary. Shout out to Chuck and Travis. They've created. We were so close. We're hitting a huge milestone with them. Those two guys have put their heart and souls into everything they do to create a space for us to be able to play and get together. And I know without those two, a ton of the relationships I've made over the years wouldn't have been possible. And I probably wouldn't have left North Carolina nearly as often as I have. So I owe those guys everything as far as my flag career goes. So I really appreciate them.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Travis for all the battles against Allen Elite. We played in Seattle in the mud. We played we played in Fort Collins, Colorado. We played in Santa Clarita. I feel like every time I signed up for a tournament, I had to play against Travis. But I appreciate both Travis and Chuck so much, everything that they've done, and I think they got a great heart behind everything they've done as well. It's about building community, and I think we've all benefited from the flag football community. And hey, ultimately, that's how you and me met. So
Absolutely, 1,000%.
right? Yeah, and then shout out to my guy Declan, bro. Just keep on keeping on, man.
Hey, buddy, we ain't got to worry about who's lying, nothing like that. Listen, you guys want to meet the what do we say, the 57th, 54th president of the United States? Hit me up in Orlando in a couple weeks. He'll be there. 17-year-old kid ready to take over the world. We couldn't be more proud of him. Just keep grinding, bud.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we did great, man.
Yeah, I think this was fun.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
these are. I'm sorry, but this is. I feel like this is the best shirt we've made.
This is definitely top three. We've made 3 shirts. This is definitely top three. No, I love it. I think this is a really cool shirt. I think we're gonna get some publicity with these, and they're gonna be flying off the shelves. And by shelves, I mean the box they come in, they come to me, and then when I ship them out. So be on the
Yeah.
lookout. We got sick merch. Got Pat. Could you imagine if we put this with the chill ref guy?
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
See,
Right. Still
again,
ref right here.
yeah,
Yeah,
possibilities are endless,
especially in Italy.
especially in Italy with some mozzarella. Any other penalties you want to throw on the night? Anyways,
That means. Where do you find us, Jacob?
everywhere we're on. Anywhere you get your podcast, Apple, Spotify, Pandora. The best place to watch is on YouTube. You can see our ugly mugs. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, MySpace, Your Space, X, Y, W, G. We're on all
TikTok.
those. TikTok, we're definitely there. We're on Threads. We are on. I mean, anywhere. Reddit probably. If you type in Clocks Run, you'll probably pop up. I don't know. Probably like after one of like those weird pages that somebody's conspiracy theory on. I don't know, but we're everywhere. There's nowhere we
Yeah.
aren't. check our link tree in our bio on Instagram. That's the best place to get everywhere that you know where you need to be. For merch, hit us up. We're getting ready to launch a pretty sweet commercial with all of our merch, so you can see what we've got and where you can get it. Yeah.
Yeah, here we go. Cool. No, that's it. And we'll see everybody next week.
Be good. The clock's always running. Clocks ran out, and we're out.